Had an opportunity this week to go to the Certified Public Manager graduation level downtown at the Gus Turnbull Center. I really enjoy going to this event because it represents a lot of hard work that hundreds of people have put themselves through to get this certificate in public management. It's a valid certificate. They have to work hard to get it. And one of the topics that, and I had the privilege of teaching that for 38 years, and I guess maybe I'll still be doing a little bit of it in the future, I don't know. But at any rate, what really interested me was a panel that they had on systems in 3 or 4 different agencies, state and local agencies, and they did a good job of telling how the agency had anticipated needs, had gone out and listened to the people, and had formulated plans and policies to try to deal with these emerging situations. It was a very good. They did a good job. But I have to say that probably of all the levels I taught, systems theory was my favorite. Not that it was more important really than anything else, because they all are important in their own way. If you have any interest at all in being in senior management, you better pay attention to this level, because senior managers have got to do systems thinking. I have seen so many examples of people fixing a problem only to create another problem because they didn't do systems thinking. They didn't stop and think of the consequences. They didn't stop and think of, if we do this, then what? If we did that, then what? You have to realize in systems thinking that everything is interconnected. Everything is connected to everything else. I've talked a lot about my good friend Dan Kimmel, professor of physics and just an extraordinary guy. And he would tell me that in the whole field of physics, this is a well-known fact, that physics has long established that there is this interconnectedness. He said he can talk about here and the moon. He said, theoretically we know what's going on in the moon, and it's because everything is interconnected. Well, perhaps the reason that I loved teaching this so much is because it's really a spiritual subject. Just imagine, if you would, what God must be like. God is in charge of the universe. Everything is connected in that universe, and we have no idea. The new telescope, the JSWB or whatever it is, that's probing farther than we've ever probed before into this universe, back centuries, back eons of time. We're going back to see the birth of stars now, and all of this creation, all of this magnificent complexity in our universe is, in my opinion, brought about by some universal power. And so I still, one of my favorite quotes is Einstein's quote about, I don't believe God plays dice with the universe. I don't think this is just random chance. When I think of systems theory, I think of what I'm required to do as a person who is trying to work a spiritual program in my life. There are no simple fixes. When I get angry or upset and I want to act out or flare up or do something, I've got to stop. I have to pause when agitated or doubtful and ask for the right thought or action, and ask for the right thought or action. That universal power is there available to me if I will just ask and listen. And if I do that pausing, if I do that asking, if I give myself the benefit of some quiet time just to listen, answers will come. And I will begin to see how everything is connected to everything else. And these things can come to me before I take the action if I stop and think, if I stop and listen. And so I think systems theory is fantastic. I really do. I am so glad that we include that in our whole curriculum. And I hope the students get a lot out of it. Because seriously, if they really want to be effective senior managers, they better know how to do systems thinking, or else they're going to be a disaster. So anyway, those are just some thoughts that I picked up this week going to my level 8 graduation and seeing my old friend Dan Vicker, who fond thoughts of he and I working together ever since 1988, and he's still doing a great job for the Certified Public Manager program. So that's about it for the day, and I really thank you so much for listening in, and I'll talk to you next time.